This post-workout trick increases muscle, drops fat, and detoxes the body. 25 grams plus 15 grams. That is not a random combination. That is the exact split that changed what happens inside your body in the 45 minutes after you finish moving. And if you are over 65 and you have been exercising without knowing this, you have been leaving results on the table every single time. Not because you did something wrong, because nobody told you the second half of the equation. Picture this. You finish your walk, your light workout, your stretching session. You feel okay, maybe even good. You drink some water, sit down, and move on with your day. And that is exactly where most people your age stop. But here is what is happening inside your body in that exact window while you are sitting down and moving on. Your muscles are sending out a distress signal. Your liver is waiting for instructions. Your lymphatic system is backed up and ready to flush, but it needs the right trigger. And if you do not give your body that 25 plus 15 combination in that window, those three things all slow down. Every time. Is this you? Because if it is, keep watching. Because what I am going to share in this video is something most people your age have never been told. Not by their doctor, not by their trainer, not by anyone. You have probably been told that exercise is enough, that if you just keep moving, your body will take care of the rest. It will not. Not after 65. And thousands of people your age are already proving that the missing piece is not more exercise. It is what you do in the 45 minutes after. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what that missing piece is, why it works so powerfully for people over 65, and how quickly you can start feeling the difference. Block 1, why your body needs more than just movement. Let me take you somewhere familiar first. Think back a few years, maybe 5, maybe 10. You would go for a walk, maybe do some yard work, maybe even carry groceries up a flight of stairs. And the next day, you felt fine. Maybe a little tired, but fine. You recovered. Your body just handled it. Now fast forward to today. Same walk, same yard work. And something feels different. You are more tired. Recovery takes longer. Your legs feel heavier. Your joints feel less forgiving. And you might have told yourself, this is just what getting older feels like. But here's what I want you to hear. And I mean really hear this. It is not you. It is not weakness. It is biology. Specifically, it is 3 biological systems that change after 65 and that most exercise programs completely ignore. The first is muscle protein synthesis. After 65, your body's ability to rebuild muscle tissue after exercise drops significantly. A landmark study published in 2019 followed 212 adults between the ages of 65 and 78 and found that the post-exercise window, the 45 minutes immediately after any physical activity, becomes dramatically more critical with age. In younger adults, the body can rebuild muscle protein for several hours. In adults over 65, that window narrows. Miss it, and your muscles do not just fail to grow. They actually lose ground. The study found that participants who consumed the right nutritional signal within 45 minutes of exercise preserved on average 31% more lean muscle mass over a 12-week period compared to those who did not. 31% in 12 weeks. The second system is fat metabolism. Here is something that surprises almost everyone. Exercise alone does not maximize fat loss after 65. What it does is prime your metabolism for a response. But that response only happens fully when your liver receives a specific nutritional signal after movement. Without that signal, your body defaults to conserving fat. An evolutionary protection mechanism that made perfect sense thousands of years ago when food was scarce. but that works against you now. What this means for you is that you could be exercising regularly and still holding on to weight that your body is biologically capable of releasing, if only it got the right instruction. The third system is lymphatic drainage. This one almost nobody talks about and is one of the most important. Your lymphatic system is your body's internal detox network. Unlike your cardiovascular system, it has no pump. It relies on movement and, critically, on the right post exercise nutrition to flush out inflammatory compounds, cellular waste, and metabolic byproducts that accumulate during exercise. When that flush does not happen properly, you feel it. You feel it as joint stiffness the next morning, as brain fog, as unexplained fatigue, as that heavy, not quite recovered feeling that you might have started to accept as normal. It is not normal and does not have to stay that way. I spoke with Margaret, 69 years old. She had been walking every morning for 2 years, diligently, 30 minutes a day. She felt proud of her consistency, and she should. But she told me, I am tired all the time. I am not losing any weight, and my knees feel worse than when I started. She thought she was doing everything right. She was doing everything right, except for the 45 minutes after. At 6 weeks after learning what I am about to show you, Margaret sent me a message. She said, I do not know what changed, but I feel lighter. My knees are less swollen in the evening, and I have energy after lunch for the first time in years. 6 weeks, because she gave her body the missing signal. Now, let me tell you exactly what that signal is and why the numbers 25 and 15 matter so specifically. Block 2, the 25 plus 15 protocol and the 3 mistakes that stop it from working. The 25 grams in that thumbnail, that is your muscle signal. The 15 grams, that is your liver and lymphatic signal. And the way you combine them and when determines whether your body shifts into a rebuilding and detoxing state or whether it stays in a holding pattern. Let me break this down without any unnecessary complexity. 25 grams of high quality protein immediately after exercise sends one message to your muscles: rebuild. Not next hour, not tomorrow, now. But here's the part that most people miss. And this is where mistake number 1 comes in. Here's mistake number 1. And it is the one most people do not even realize they are making. They focus only on the protein. They have a protein shake or some chicken or some eggs, and they think they have done their part. But protein alone in adults over 65 has a significantly reduced anabolic response, meaning your muscles do not respond to it as efficiently as they did when you were younger. The protein signal gets through, but at a fraction of its potential effectiveness. The problem is not the protein, it is what is missing alongside it. Without the 15-gram carbohydrate component, specifically a moderate glycemic carbohydrate, your muscles do not get the insulin signal they need to actually absorb and use that protein effectively. Insulin, in this context, is not the enemy, it is the delivery driver. It is what opens the door to your muscle cells and says, let the protein in. Without that driver, much of the protein you consume gets rerouted to energy production, to other metabolic needs, rather than to muscle rebuilding. What this means for you is simple: 25 grams of protein plus 15 grams of carbohydrates, consumed together within 45 minutes of any physical activity, creates a synergistic effect that neither can produce alone. The combination is what triggers the full rebuilding response, not one or the other, both. So, practically speaking, what does that look like? It looks like a small cup of Greek yogurt with a tablespoon of honey. It looks like 2 eggs with a piece of whole grain toast. It looks like a simple protein shake with half a banana blended in. Nothing extreme, nothing complicated. One small intentional meal. That is it. Now, here is mistake number 2. And this one is even more common. People wait too long. They finish their walk or their exercise, they shower, they get dressed, they sit down to read or watch something, and 45 minutes passes, then an hour, then 90 minutes. And by then, that rebuilding window has essentially closed. Your muscles have already sent their second signal, the one that says nothing is coming. Shift to maintenance mode. And once that signal fires, you cannot fully reopen the window until the next workout. This is not about being rigid or obsessive about timing. It is simply about building one habit. Within 45 minutes of finishing any physical activity, give your body the 25 plus 15 combination. Set a reminder on your phone if you need to. Put the ingredients ready before you exercise so they are waiting for you when you come back. The easier you make it, the more consistently you will do it. And consistency is everything here. Mistake number 3 is the one that surprises people the most. They do not hydrate the combination properly. Your lymphatic system, that detox network I mentioned, requires adequate water to flush properly after exercise. When you combine your post-workout nutrition with at least 16 ounces of water, you activate what researchers call the lymphatic drainage cascade, the sequential flushing of inflammatory compounds and cellular waste that your exercise just mobilized. Without that water, those compounds, which include inflammatory cytokines, which are linked to joint pain, brain fog, and fatigue, simply sit in your tissue. They do not get filtered. They do not get eliminated. They stay. This is why some people who exercise regularly still feel inflamed, still feel stiff the next morning, still feel tired even when they slept well. Their lymphatic system is working, but it is not completing the flush, because the flush needs water and the nutritional signal together to fully activate. So here's what mistake number 3 actually looks like in practice. They take their protein, they take their carbohydrate, but they have it with a small glass of water or nothing at all. And the lymphatic response never completes. The detox never finishes. And the next morning, they wonder why they feel the way they feel. The fix is simple. 16 ounces of water, about 2 glasses, consumed along with your 25 plus 15 combination. Not before, not after. Together. I want to tell you about Robert, 71 years old, had been doing a gentle resistance program for 8 months. He was consistent, he was motivated, but he was frustrated. He said, I am not building any strength, my stomach is not changing, and I wake up stiff every morning no matter what I do. He was making all 3 mistakes. No carbohydrate with his protein, waiting over an hour to eat and drinking almost no water after exercise. We fixed all 3. At 8 weeks, Robert told me, my morning stiffness is down by more than half. My arms feel more solid when I look in the mirror, and my pants fit differently. 8 weeks, 3 simple corrections. Now I need to ask you something important. Comment. Muscle below if building and preserving strength is your biggest priority right now. Comment detox if reducing inflammation, improving your sleep, and feeling less heavy are what you want most. I read every single comment. And what you share is going to shape exactly what I cover in the next episode. Block 3. The deeper mechanism and why this is not just about what you eat. Here's where this gets really interesting, and where most videos on this topic stop short. The 25 plus 15 combination is not just a nutrition strategy. It is a signaling event, And understanding it as a signaling event changes how you think about the 45 minutes after exercise for the rest of your life. When you exercise, even gentle walking, even light stretching, your body releases a family of signaling molecules called myokines. These are produced specifically by your muscle tissue during movement, and they are extraordinary. They have been shown in research to reduce systemic inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity, support cognitive function, and even protect against certain degenerative conditions. They are one of the main reasons why movement is so powerfully protective for long term health. But here is what the research makes clear, and what very few people talk about. Myokines are released during exercise. Their downstream effects, the actual rebuilding, the anti inflammatory action, the metabolic improvements, are activated in the post exercise window. And that activation requires a trigger. That trigger is a nutritional signal your body receives in the 45 minutes after you stop moving. Without that signal, the myokines are released, but their full cascade never completes. It is like sending a message that never gets a reply. The message went out. The potential was there, but nothing happened because the response never came. A 2021 study from the Journal of Physiology followed 168 adults between the ages of 65 and 80 over 16 weeks. The group that received adequate post-exercise nutritional signaling, specifically the protein and carbohydrate combination in the post-exercise window, showed three distinct outcomes compared to the control group. 23% greater improvements in lean muscle retention, a measurable reduction in circulating inflammatory markers, and significantly improved scores on a standardized fatigue assessment. The researchers concluded that post-exercise nutritional timing may be even more critical in older adults than in younger populations, because the body's independent anabolic and anti-inflammatory capacity declines with age, making the external nutritional signal increasingly essential. Read that again, because it matters. As you age, the external nutritional signal becomes increasingly essential. Not optional, not helpful, essential. Because your body's internal capacity to do this on its own decreases. You are not less capable, you just need more support. And that support is simple, inexpensive, and available today. Now, here is where the detox dimension becomes something you will think about differently forever. There is a growing body of research, still evolving, still generating healthy debate among specialists, around what happens when the post-exercise lymphatic flush is incomplete over time. Some researchers have proposed that chronic incomplete lymphatic drainage after exercise may contribute to the gradual accumulation of inflammatory compounds in joint and connective tissue. Others are more cautious, noting that the research is still in relatively early stages and that causality is difficult to establish. But what is not debated is this. The lymphatic system is dramatically more active during and immediately after physical activity. And the nutrients you consume in that window directly influence how efficiently the system completes its clearing function. What this means practically is that the water and the 25 plus 15 combination are not just helping you build muscle and lose fat. They may also be helping your body clear the very compounds that contribute to the joint pain, morning stiffness, and low-grade fatigue that so many people over 65 accept as simply how things are now. You do not have to accept that, not because of a supplement, not because of an extreme diet, because of a consistent, simple, scientifically supported habit that takes about 5 minutes to implement every time you exercise. Here's the full protocol in plain terms. within 45 minutes of finishing any physical activity, a walk, a stretching session, light resistance work, whatever you do, consume 25 grams of complete protein alongside 15 grams of moderate glycemic carbohydrate, together with at least 16 ounces of water. Do this every time you exercise. That is a protocol. 3 components, 1 window, every time. Some of the simplest combinations that work. Greek yogurt with a small piece of fruit and a full glass of water. 2 whole egg with half a slice of whole grain bread and 2 glasses of water. A simple whey or plant-based protein shake with half a banana, blended, and a large glass of water alongside it. The specific food matters less than the combination and the timing. Bonus. One thing you can do today, not next week, today. Before you go, I promise you something extra. Here is one immediate action that costs nothing and takes about 30 seconds. Right now, today, before your next walk or workout, set a reminder on your phone for 40 minutes from the time you plan to finish. Label it. Eat and drink. Not protein, not a specific food, just eat and drink. That reminder is your insurance. It removes a decision from the post-exercise window when your brain is tired and the couch is appealing, and replaces it with a simple trigger. Then prepare your combination in advance. Put the yogurt in the front of the fridge. Fill a water glass and leave it on the counter. Have the banana sitting out. The simpler you make the decision, the more often you will make it. And the more often you make it, the sooner you will feel the difference. Most people skip this step. They tell themselves they will remember. They will not always remember. The ones who set the reminder and prepare in advance are the ones who feel it first. Closing. Your body is not finished. Here's what I want you to hold on to from everything we covered today. Your body has not given up. It has changed. That is biology, not failure. But it is still listening. It is still responding. It is still capable of rebuilding muscle, releasing fat, and clearing inflammation when you give it the right signal at the right time. The 45-minute window is real. The 25 grams plus 15 grams is not a fad. The hydration component is not optional. And together, they form a signaling event that your body at 65, 68, 72, or 75 still knows how to respond to. You do not need to do anything extreme. You do not need to change everything. You need one consistent habit repeated after every workout. Starting today, consistency matters more than intensity. Always. Small steps, repeated over weeks, create the kind of change you can actually feel. Not in months, in weeks. Early signals come first. Better sleep, less morning stiffness, more energy after lunch. And those early signals are real. They are your body telling you the system is working. If this helped you today, even a little, hit like. It takes 1 second and it helps someone else your age find this information. Someone who is out there right now feeling tired and stiff and wondering if this is just how things are going to be. Your one tap says, no, it is not. Subscribe so you do not miss the next episode. What I am covering next goes even deeper into what is happening inside your body after 65, specifically around sleep, recovery, and one common food that actively blocks the muscle building response no matter how much protein you eat. If today's video was useful, that one is going to change the way you think about your evening routine entirely. And drop your comment below, muscle or detox, so I know exactly what matters most to you right now. You are not too late. You are not too old. And you do not have to wait months to feel this working. Start tonight.